about right, Jaime.
Right.
That sounds about right.
I mean, our racist claim to fame was known when MLK came here.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Right. He said of everywhere he had been, including the South, Chicago was the worst place he had ever been. As far as
and got hit in the head with a rock, right?
Yeah.
Was that Marquette Park, I think?
Marquette Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's how we do it in the Chi.
I guess so. We're the town of Barack Obama and Nick Fuentes.
Right. Barack Obama and a rock upside Martin Luther King Jr.'s head.
Right.
Man.
Exactly.
We got a call, but Lady B is she's busy right now. We're going to take a call in a minute. I don't know. I hope she's coming back.
Yes, she...
Maybe all this talk is like that does it. I'm out.
Right. Show's over.
Okay. Hey, Lady B. I thought I had gotten you to quit. I want to. Do we have time for a call, or should we take a break? Okay. Let's take a call. And this is our guy, Jim. Hey, Jim.
Yeah, hi, gentlemen.
Hey.
Do you guys remember the middleweights, Hearns, Hitman Hearns, and Marvin Hagler?
Oh yeah.
Roberto Duran.
Mm-hmm. Sugar Ray.
Those are my Sugar Ray. He was a fabulous fighter. I mean, that's when I more or less turned that off. Those are my fighters.
Yeah.
But anyway, now how does somebody get through a normal day? I don't care if you're going. I went to purchase something this morning, and I blurted out something about Trump or the assassination or whatever it was. And the point is, I can't go through. I'm 75 years old, guys. I can't go through a normal day without blurting out some insanity. And what kills me is this immigration thing. As you said, Dwayne, this is a patronage scheme.
Yeah.
They're hiring these guys at $60,000, and if they have any credentials at all, they got to know how to drive with a scarf around their face because they better not blow up in their eyes because they'll run somebody over. They killed a guy in Franklin Park on Friday. Mm-hmm. No explanation for it. And the truth of the matter is, let's face it, if I'm driving around and I don't have the right proper credentials, and if they do get me, I'm going to end up in El Salvador or in Florida or somewhere else where I'll never see the light of day again.
Right.
I'm not going to stick. I'm going to take off like a maniac. You got to be crazy not to.
Of course, man. They put you under the most adverse situation, and then when you react adversely, then they make it to seem like it's your fault, man. Of course, somebody's going to flee. If all these people are surrounding you with guns, what are you going to do?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But now you're going to go to El Salvador or somewhere else. You're going to have no lawyer represent you. You're going to have no charges. Really, they'll just tell you exactly what's going to happen. But how did we get to the point where we hate immigrants so much? I don't understand how the world, all these dictators hate immigrants, and that's what they thrive on.
Right. Well, that's that's always that's the tactic, Jim, to mobilize.
I know it is. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I mean, that's been going on in politics forever.
Yeah.
But I think to try and address that question, I think what's happening now is there's a lot of right-wing European countries, as well as the United States, that just feel like their white population is at a greater threat than it ever has been before.
Yeah, that's the
because so many people
let me
continue to migrate there.
Yeah, let me address this. 50 years ago, the president of Notre Dame, Father Hesburgh, asked about immigration. This is 50 years ago. He said, think of it this way. You've got 5 astronauts in a capsule, and 3 of them have all the air supply and all the food supply. How long will it take those other 2 astronauts to cut their throats to get it? I mean, the point is everybody's, Dwayne and you and me, we're all interested in self-preservation. Yeah. I don't care where we were born or how we were born or where we're at. We still got to get food, shelter, and clothing.
Right.
And the point is to hate immigrants, to me, is I could never hate an immigrant, ever. I knew immigrants, for Pete's sake. I've been to Mexico many times and so on. I love Mexico. I love everybody. I mean, I work with Haitians. I look at people as people, and they're just. Please believe me. I don't care where you're from or where you're at. Somebody who's got a good nature, you can't ignore that. You can't ignore a
Absolutely.
good-natured person, and I don't care where they came from or what, because they're everywhere, and that's what you're attracted to. Somebody with a good nature.
Okay.
But this idea to get 75 million people to vote for this maniac for
I
immigration.
know that's the scary part. I always say it's not the matter.
Yeah.
Trump's not the problem. It's just the supporters. Because
Right.
if he didn't have any supporters, like I said, he'd just be a pantsless hobo out yelling out in traffic. You know. Hey, thanks for the call, Jim. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Take care.
All right, you too. All right, we're going to go to break. We'll be right back with more of this uplifting immigration talk on WCPT, the Heartland Signal, and Alternative Talk, 1150 KKNW in Seattle.
You're listening to WCPT 820. Here's the latest Chicago weather update.
I'm meteorologist Ray Miller from the Weatherology Weather Center. Clear skies tonight with a low temperature of 64 degrees and winds out of the northeast around 5 miles an hour. Tuesday, sunshine with a high temperature of 78 and northeast winds at 5 to 10. On Wednesday, lots of sunshine and a high temperature around 78 degrees. Thursday, we'll see sunshine and a high of 80. Friday, a little more cloud cover with a high temperature of 78. That's the latest Chicago weather update. Right now, it's 81.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk, 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and online at WCPT820.com, where facts matter.
Dive deeper into the heart of the news and stories at WCPT 820 and across the Midwest by checking out our website, heartlandsignal.com.
It's the coverage I can count on every time.
For the latest news updates, in-depth analysis, compelling stories, comprehensive election coverage, live streams, and thought-provoking opinions, head to heartlandsignal.com.
When I need to know, they're there.
They keep me informed and updated wherever I am.
Stay informed with WCPT 820, your go-to source for where facts matter. WCPT Replay.
You have to ask the question, why would a person that's got their head screwed on straight in this country go, yeah, let's privatize the post office. Yeah, let's privatize Social Security, education, and the list goes on. The people that populate those most densely populated areas of America that happen to be federal employees got chocolate skin like me.
They look like Richard.
Let's scrape off some of the layers of paint and the varnishing that they've been selling to MAGA and the GOP and understand that part of the reason that they want to get rid of the people that work for, they want to get rid of the agencies, break them down, cripple them, is because along with that comes the crippling of certain communities.
Yep. Amen.
Keep listening to WCPT 820 because facts matter.
Because facts matter. You're listening to WCPT 820.
Patti Vasquez is taking your calls now
We need to speak out about this.
at 773-763-9278.
Hello.
It's Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez. I am Patti Vasquez, sitting in for Patti Vasquez. No, I'm Dwayne Kennedy, sitting in for Patti. Patti is taking care of some business like she always is. Patti has 47 jobs, and she uses those jobs to finance her other 47 jobs. So she's been good enough to invite me to sit in. And also sitting in with me is
Jaime Deleon.
you dig, and
Lady B.
man, you know what? If it wasn't for these two folks, I'd be up here babbling even more than I'm babbling now. But let me tell you something. Speaking of sponsors, Minocqua Brewing. This show has been brought to you by Minocqua Brewing. I always have something saying brewing, Source Solar, and kids above all, because above all, there are only kids. Yeah. All right, man. So we were talking about just this whole immigrant and what Jim was saying as far as immigration. The thing is, immigrants are the lifeblood of a country. Because you eliminate immigrants and the whole vitality of a country is diminished and the country begins to shrink and die. Do you know? So,
And I'm glad you said that, Dwayne, because, you know, liberals aren't really doing us much favors either, right? Like, they're caught up in making sure everybody knows they're against the criminal immigrants as well, right? Like that's always their response. It's like, well, first of all, I agree. Any criminals, should be deported. Yes, nobody wants criminal immigrants here. Like, okay, well, why does that have to be the first thing you say?
Right.
Why can't you say something positive about immigrants in general?
Right,
when we
right.
know the vast majority of immigrants are hardworking folks just
Right.
trying to provide a better, life for their family.
Thank
right?
you.
Like, and not only that, but we got a real short memory. People were destined to repeat mistakes, and it's like you got people whose great-great-grandparents were Italian immigrants and were treated poorly,
Right.
but they're MAGA now. Right,
Right.
Or Polish folks,
Right,
or
or
Irish
Irish.
folks,
Yes.
right? Who's like you just go back 3 or 4 generations, and their people were being treated the way Mexicans are being treated right now.
Right.
But now they're MAGAs.
Right.
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Right.
And
they were immigrants with worse food.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, and not very nice restaurants.
No, man. But isn't that human nature? Because, look what's going on over in Palestine, man, in Gaza. Jews of all folk now treating these people the way that they used to be treated, and are committing genocide. Right. So that's the thing, man. It just, sometimes I have hope. Sometimes it's like, human nature just seems to just undercut everything and everybody, Mm-hmm. How do you feel, man? Do you feel, this is maybe a silly question or a broad question, but like, do you feel, I don't even say optimistic, but do you feel like there is things will eventually right themselves, or how do you feel?
Well, the thing is, we could tell ourselves the country sort of works on a pendulum, right? Mm-hmm. Whenever things swing one way, in a few years they swing the other way, right? And I think part of the reason they swung so far right is because people hated Barack Obama.
Yeah.
And they perceived him as this radical lefty, right? Even
Right.
though he was just a mainstream Dem. There was nothing radical about our boy, right?
Right.
He deported more people than Trump,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Like, the only difference is he did it the right way.
Yeah.
He did it the legal way,
Yeah.
right? That's the only difference, right? He wasn't terrorizing communities and sending in raids, etc.
That's the
right?
thing, man. He at least did it with the veneer of, I won't say civility, but you know what I mean? He didn't openly revel in the cruelty and, like these people do.
Right. Not only that, but you can also make an argument that their strategy was to go after the worst criminals, right? Versus just people working in a factory or a farm, meat packing plant, or what have you.
Right.
I'm sure some of them got caught up too.
Right.
But the goal under, at least as stated under Obama, was really like, let's go after the worst of the worst. So, yeah, as far as, it's swinging back, you have to believe, just based on our history, that it's going to swing back our way, right?
Yeah.
What's scary, though, is that, like, I don't know when it's ever been this extreme.
Right.
Right? Like, how old are you, Dwayne?
I'm old.
Oh.
I'm old. I'm Jen Jones.
Oh. I went to the Jen Jones show.
Yeah,
as
she's
an audience
good.
member.
She's
Did you
good.
work for her?
No.
Oh.
Did you?
No.
Oh.
No, I was like in college. I went to Columbia College. They would come and give free tickets out to the Jenny Jones
okay,
show.
to fill out the audience?
Yeah, and Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
But anyways, so that's the thing. The pendulum always swings, but it's just never swung this far, at least not in my lifetime, right?
No,
like this,
I don't think in
this
anybody's
far
lifetime.
Right, dude, just so... And you're right, man. It's the fact that it's like accompanied with cruelty and reveling in that cruelty.
Yes.
Right? All you have to do is look at the memes that Trump himself has posted,
Right.
like that one about war on Chicago,
Which is
the-
ridiculous. You're supposed to be, in theory, the president to look out for the country. This president is at war with the country. You know what I mean? You're the fomenter of a civil war. Mm-hmm.
And then that correspondent asked him about it, and then he was just like a total jerk to her. I don't know if you saw that. I think her name is Amish
Alcindor.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, he talked down to her.
Yeah, he said, be quiet. Listen, you never listen. That's why you're third rate. Just like,
right,
bro. That means you got him.
Yeah,
right.
And because he's a racist and a sexist and a bully, and that's his thing. And I always tell that he's made the outside world look like the inside of his own head, crazy and disoriented and chaotic and hateful.
And he made the Oval Office look like Liberace's bedroom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. I actually spent the night with Liberace in his bedroom, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Woo! Don't talk about the Roch.
Ooh, man. I can't wait to buy the book, Dwayne.
Oh, yeah. I'm working on it as we speak. Lady B, do we have time for a caller?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go to Steve on the Gold Coast. Hey, Steve.
Yes, I wanted to make a few points, and I do tend to agree with you. I think that if it were the case that the accused shooter would end up being somebody on the far right, it would tend to lower the temperature and perhaps force some of the right to actually take an accounting of itself. Unfortunately, the evidence.
But they just won't believe it. They just don't believe it. They're already spinning it, right? Like they're already.
Right. Well, to be quite frank, the evidence doesn't point in that direction. It would bring down the temperature, but it looks as if this is somebody who was posting for a long time anti-fascist messages. His significant other, the live-in partner, is a person who was born a man, transitioning to a woman. Charlie Kirk had a long history of anti-trans rhetoric. So this isn't the guy who's going to end up being on the far right who ended up taking a shot at Charlie Kirk. As much as that would bring down the temperature.
Okay, here's the thing. The shooter himself has not cooperated, right? So whatever we think we know about him, it's not from him, okay?
No, it's from the investigators, and a lot of this is from his friends. And
but you saw who the first one to report that he had a transgendered romantic partner was the governor. Like what? Well, the governor's saying this, and he said it was confirmed by the FBI. But I'm just saying, right? Like it may be true. I am not convinced in terms of the sourcing or the reporting that where that information has come from. I just,
Right. Well, let's be clear. At this point, the people who are leading this investigation are not the feds. Because when you murder somebody in this manner, it is a state crime, and it is being prosecuted as such currently. Now, the Trump administration would love to make it a federal crime of some sort, but they would have a threat and needle of some sort because it's very difficult.
They just did it, though. They just did it to that governor. That man that stabbed a woman on the train. They turned it, right?
Yes. Well, that's a different story, though. In this particular case. So right now, the governor of Utah has more information because he is the leading official in that state in terms of what his law enforcement officials are telling him. They're the leading investigators here. So I would, and by and large, I have a great deal of respect for him. I'm not a Republican. I'm a liberal. But his message with regard to toning down this messaging of hate and what's going on in this country, I respect that message. I don't agree with his politics. But that is the case. And then also I wanted to raise the point with regard to immigration. I think you're absolutely right. We should not vilify immigrants. In fact, we should bring up the point when people talk about crime and immigration that immigrants actually commit less crime than the mainstream population. So when someone tells you that, that this is the fear, would remind them that as an American, you are more likely to commit a crime. But now, at the same time, I would say to you that it is fundamentally unfair to the hundreds of millions of people around this globe that are waiting to come here illegally, doing it the right way, to say, well, we'll look the other way for people who can simply cross a land border and come here, and we're just going to say, well, you can stay. But the rest of you in Africa, in Asia, in Europe, and everywhere else, well, just tough luck. You'll have to wait in line. I mean, we have to have a fair system. It can't be, well, if you jump ahead, cross illegally, stay out of trouble for 10 years, we're just going to look the other way, and you can stay. I mean, that's not fair to the others who are waiting. What message does that send?
Okay, what about 20 years? Let's say they crossed over 20 years ago. Let's say they're gainfully employed. Let's say they've never committed any sort of infraction at all. And church going, kids are in college, just typical. They're living the life of a typical American. But they came over. They came over undocumented 25 years ago. Right. What do you do with that person?
Right, that's the conundrum, because there's a Kenyan who's in that same position, and he would be in that position if he could come here, but he can't. And the same thing with regard to a Serbian or someone in China or in South Korea and so many other places. So that's the question. Is it fundamentally fair to simply say, well, because there's a land bridge and because you can pay a few $1,000s and get here, because you can't pay a few $1,000s to get here from Asia? So that's the question. I mean, about fairness. I understand it's a complex issue.
And just one factoid that I think a lot of folks don't know is, at least I understand, the majority of undocumented are people who overstayed their visa, who came on a plane, did not, swim across a river. But I think that's the popular notion, right?
No, absolutely. I mean, and those people were able to buy here and then remain. And again, the people who are still waiting in line for a decade or more are asking themselves, how is it fair? If you gave those individuals a pathway to citizenship, where are we going to be in 20 years? Are we going to be having that same discussion? Because what do you say to people around the world who are trying to come here illegally if you do this and say there's a path to citizenship? Because that only means that 20, 30, 50 million more will come. Because, hey, the word's gone out. We already had this experiment in the 1980s. Ronald Reagan, yes, a Republican, did this.
Okay.
And it sent a message that, hey, come and there's a place for you.
Hey,
and
Steve,
sooner or later, if you stay and don't get caught.
Okay, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Can you hold? We got to go to a break.
Sure.
All right, hold on one second. All right, we're going to be right back with more from Steve and Jaime and Lady B and a little less from me on WCPT, the Heartland Signal, and Alternative Talk 1150 KKNW in Seattle.
If you're drowning in debt, you need to call Team Hochberg, your trusted local lender, about a fresh start debt consolidation refinance. Today, meet Jordan, 47, project manager, married to Jackie, 43, executive assistant, combined income $260 G's a year, living in a $600,000 home with their 3 kids, called to pay off $120,000 worth of credit card debt, high interest rate consumer loans, and 2 401k loans. Team Hochberg loan officer Cindy Piazza helped Jordan and Jackie pay off their debt, eliminated their stress with the Team Hochberg Fresh Start Debt Consolidation Refinance, which saved them over $12,000 a year. Team Hochberg's helped thousands of radio listeners, but we can't help if you don't call 855-563-2843 or visit 56david.com. That number again is 855-563-2843 or visit that website you know and love, 56david.com. Lower.com, equal housing lender, MLS 1124061.
This is a WCPT 820 Heartland Signal News Minute.
His job is to defend us and protect and defend us, not declare war on us.
That's Illinois Senator Tammy Duckworth speaking on WCPT's Live, Local, and Progressive 3 days after President Donald Trump posted on his website Truth Social that Chicago was about to find out why the Department of Defense is called the Department of War, a reference to the executive order Trump signed last week, rebranding the Pentagon the Department of War.
To the tune of $2 billion. That's what it's going to cost, by the way, to rename the DOD into the Department of War. Do I think that he'll try to activate National Guardsmen from other states, red states, and send them into Chicago? Yes. But we're not going to give him the satisfaction of being able to say that, these National Guardsmen will be doing anything other than what they're doing in D.C., which is picking up garbage.
For WCPT 820 and Heartland Signal, I'm Andy Miles.
Hey Google, play WCPT.
Streaming Chicago's Progressive Talk from TuneIn.
Union Strong Chicago continues to lead the way with progressive values and in preserving democracy. Your support of the Minocqua Brewing Company Super PAC efforts in Wisconsin and beyond strengthens the fight against MAGA Republicans. You can now purchase progressive beers like Labor Lager, Love Wins Fruited Sour, and the Resistance IPA in Chicago at Rogers Park Provisions, Diversity Beer, Wine, and Spirits in Lakeview, Park West Liquor, Wine, and Beer in Lincoln Park, Logan Square Liquors, and Tip Top Food and Liquors in Westtown. Visit MinocquaBrewingCompany.com for all their Chicagoland locations. As always, no matter how bad our sports teams are, please drink responsibly.
From city streets to political beats, you're driving it home with Patti Vasquez, where progressive talk fuels the ride.
They don't leave. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez. I'm Dwayne Kennedy, sitting in with me, because I'm sitting in for Patti, and with me is...
Jaime Deleon.
And...
Lady B.
Yeah, thank you all for helping me because I don't know what's going on. But let me read this to you real quick. This is a few program notes. Tomorrow on Choose Views, Richard Chu will be joined by Dr. Rosie Huggins, Assistant Director for Cancer Education at the University of Chicago Comprehensive Cancer Center, and Kristen Crowell, Executive Director of Fair Share America. Choose Views weekdays from 6 to 8 a.m. Central on WCPT 820 a.m., the Heartland Signal website, TuneIn, YouTube, and Facebook. And then on Tuesday, live and local progressive, Joan Esposito's guests are Lynn Sweet, special correspondent for Chicago Public Media, and previously the Washington Bureau Chief of the Chicago Sun-Times, Jared Yates Sexton, political analyst, journalist, and author of the books The Midnight Kingdom, A History of Power, Paranoia, and the Coming Crisis. Coming crisis. Crisis is here, brother. What you talking about? And American Rule, how a nation conquered the world but failed its people. I know that's right. Who is this? I got to listen to this. And Lisa Hernandez, chair of the Democratic Party of Illinois and member of the Illinois House of Representatives representing the 2nd District. Live, local, and progressive weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Central on WCPT, Chicago's Progressive Talk for 20 years. And tomorrow and Wednesday at this time will be Elliot Serrano sitting in for Patti, driving it home with Patti Vasquez weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Central on WCPT, 8:20 a.m., the Heartland Signal, website, TuneIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Man. Oh, and let me, while I got your ear, and this is a sponsor. We're sponsored by the Credo mobile phone and text line. Oh, is that it? Yes. Is 773-763-9278. That's 773-763-9278. And WCPT listeners now get 25% off for 2 years at Credo Mobile with the code WCPT25. Credo Mobile, a progressive phone company that is better for all people and the planet. Visit credomobile.com. And don't forget, you can listen to, rate, and share the Driving It Home full episodes and featured interviews podcast. They're available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and Amazon. Recent additions to Patti's featured interviews podcast are Iowa Senator-elect Caitlin Dray, comedian Paula Poundstone, Paul Glastris of the Washington Monthly, candidate for U.S. Senate Colin Allred, columnist Heidi Stevens, and Nathan Truth of the election Truth and Alliance. Search for Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez or get the links on Patti's show page by visiting heartlandsignal.com and clicking on a picture. Be sure to tune in to The Rick Smith Show every weeknight at 7 and The Politics Bar with Jody Hamilton and Sean Smith Pierce every weeknight at 8 p.m. And 9 WCPT brings you The Matt McNeil Show from Minneapolis. Good Lord. Okay. And what else? Is that it?
Dwayne is like, this is actual work.
You know what I mean? I started sweating. We are brought to you by the authors of whoever wrote this novel. No. Man, what were we talking about?
The people getting fired for their posts about Charlie Kirk.
That is crazy.
Or just not even, posts, or as journalists, just their like very sort of measured, factual comments about him.
Right.
Like you said earlier, Dowd from MSNBC.
Yeah, Matthew Dowd. All he did was tell the truth. He just said that thoughts lead to words, words lead to actions. You're fired. Words lead to actions. You got to get out of here. The truth.
Right.
This is the thing, again, that is scary. My seat just sank. I feel like I'm talking from out of a hole. But it's starting to be that everybody is starting to capitulate to this maniac.
That's what's so scary.
Right? And they're rolling over. News institutions are rolling over. Educational institutions are rolling over. Law firms are rolling over.
The judiciary.
The judiciary is rolling over.
All the Republicans.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
Every single one of them.
Just voted against releasing the Epstein files.
What?
The 51 Republican senators. Was that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Last week, I think.
So they're like a nihilistic death cult at this point. It's like it's just an hysteria.
Yeah.
You know.
What's wild about folks getting fired for their comments about Charlie Kirk is that, like, okay, let's view it from the other side, right? People have like gotten fired and lost their scholarships because they go on Facebook and Twitter and get drunk and are like N-word this, N-word that, right? The worst kind of hate language you can think of. Like some people have been...
Oh, I thought you were talking about my uncle.
No, I don't know your uncle.
But no,
I'm talking about like the Karens of the world, right? That like just go on some crazy anti-immigrant or anti-black folks rap, right? And then like other like internet sleuths find them and report them, and then like they get in trouble or they get fired, right? So talking about Charlie Kirk is being treated as if it's that.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It's like, what? Like it's as bad as saying the N-word. It's as bad as like racial slurs.
Right. When all you're doing is telling the truth about somebody who was a racist and a sexist and a white nationalist and a piece of crap. You know, no, I don't condone anybody getting shot. That's horrible. But like Matthew Dowd said, you have thoughts, and then those thoughts lead to words, and those words lead to actions and consequences. That's life, man. That's life. And he was a piece of crap. He was a horrible human being. He's a vile, horrible human being.
And here's the thing, Dwayne. There are so many examples of him being a horrible human being.
It's documented.
So many.
I'm sorry. We got to go to break. Hard break. We will be right back to talk more about violent and horrible human beings on WCPT, the Heartland Signal, and also Alternative Talk 1150 at KKNW in Seattle.
WCPT will be broadcasting a live in-person Union Strong panel on Wednesday, October 15th from 3 to 5 p.m. And you're invited. Join me, Tom Hartman, and WCPT's morning host, Richard Chu, at the Ironworkers Local 63 Training Center in Broadview. Panelists include Paul Wendy from Ironworkers Local 63, Rob Fulton from Riggers Local 136, Cliff Horowitz from Horowitz & Associates, Andy Rico from IBEW Local 176, and Tom Villanova from Southland Friends of Labor. This event is proudly sponsored by Ironworkers Local 63, Riggers Local 136, Horowitz & Associates, IBEW Local 176, and Southland Friends of Labor. Wednesday, October 15th from 3 to 5 p.m., Ironworkers Local 63 Training Center, 2523 Lexington Street in Broadview. That's just off the 25th Street exit on the Eisenhower Expressway. All listeners must register to attend this free event at WCPT820.com. Just click on the banner.
With Amazon Business, smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
AP News, I'm Haya Panjwani. President Donald Trump said the U.S. military again targeted a boat allegedly carrying drugs from Venezuela, killing 3 aboard the vessel. In remarks, Trump says his administration's warnings to cartels against using boats to send drugs towards the U.S. are working.
We have noticed that there are no ships in the ocean anymore. We're seeing that there's like no ships, when the first one we went, there were hundreds of boats. Now there are no boats. I wonder why. Meaning no drugs are coming across.
AP's Lisa Dwyer reports on an investigation by China into NVIDIA.
Chinese regulators say that a preliminary investigation found that NVIDIA violated anti-monopoly laws and that China will further investigate NVIDIA's acquisition of Mellanox. China says that NVIDIA did not comply with conditions imposed by Chinese regulators when they granted conditional approval of NVIDIA's $6.9 billion acquisition of Mellanox Technologies in 2020. Friday, China says it will step up scrutiny of the world's leading chip maker. It's the latest tit-for-tat move between Beijing and Washington in a trade battle over technology, focusing on semiconductors and the equipment to make them. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
While hosting the late Charlie Kirk's radio show, Vice President J.D. Vance says he craves national unity right now.
Now, I have heard many calls in the last few days for unity and for healing in the wake of Charlie's assassination. You have no idea how desperately I want that, how gratified I was when Democratic friends and even former Senate colleagues reached out to offer their condolences to me. I'm so thankful.
That audio is courtesy of the Charlie Kirk Show. A framework deal has been reached for the ownership of popular social video platform TikTok. That's according to U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. This is AP News. There was a controversial bit during the Emmy Awards.
Emmys host Nate Bargatze made a pledge at the top of the broadcast.
I am going to donate $100,000 to the Boys and Girls Club of America.
Bargatze wanted the Emmy winners to keep their acceptance speeches short, 45 seconds.
If you stay at 45 seconds, it stays at $100,000. Every second you go over 45 seconds, we will deduct $1,000 away from the Boys and Girls Club.
Throughout the night, the number kept dropping until it reached negative numbers.
Yeah, that's tough. And the kids are going to take it.
But the Boys and Girls Clubs did get $350,000 from Bargatze and CBS. Their chief development officer says donation totals have more than doubled compared to this time last week. But fundraising strategist T. Clay Buck says in a LinkedIn post, generosity is not about gimmicks, communities are not props, and neighbors' needs are not entertainment. I'm Ed Donahue.
I'm Haya Pinjwani.
This is 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and streaming worldwide at WCPT820.com. We are Chicago's progressive talk, where facts matter. Now, your WCPT 820 weather update.
I'm meteorologist Ray Miller from the Weatherology Weather Center. Clear skies tonight with a low temperature of 64 degrees and winds out of the northeast around 5 miles an hour. Tuesday, sunshine with a high temperature of 78 and northeast winds at 5 to 10. On Wednesday, lots of sunshine and a high temperature around 78 degrees. Thursday, we'll see sunshine and a high of 80. Friday, a little more cloud cover with a high temperature of 78. That's the latest Chicago weather update. Right now, it's 81.
WCPT Replay.
Welcome to the show. Kristen Kroll, Executive Director of Fair Share America.
As organizers, it's our job to create space to allow folks who may not have, view the world the same way we do, but to be in relationship and to actually look at them as human beings and say, it's okay, that is over. What matters is today. Mm-hmm. But I feel like we are on the verge in this country of something very different that rejects a politics that is the most reductive. It is to play to the 50+1. How are we going to win this election by one vote? We are set up through billions of dollars of advertising in the election cycles to really dislike each other, to distrust each other, and at some levels hate each other. We are better than this. We are better than the politics that we've inherited, and we can fight, and we know it's working.
Keep listening to WCPT 820 because facts matter.
WCPT 820, Chicago's progressive talk, where facts matter.
Driving it home with Patti Vasquez, Patti Vasquez. From global conflicts to greenhouse gases, the folks refusing to wear masks says, and politicians getting caught grabbing ass says, she's driving it home with Patti Vasquez.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez. I'm Dwayne Kennedy sitting in for Patti. Patti is busy doing everything, saving the world. Patti's like a blooming superhero. And sitting in with me is
Jaime Deleon.
And
Lady B.
Yeah, helping me out because I need all the help I can get. This is what I'm saying. And then off air, Jaime and I were talking about the people. You were saying that you would do a podcast, Jaime?
Yeah, it's something I've thought about for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. There's just we need a lot more independent progressive media.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I think the right has dominated. You know, an independent media, or so-called independent, right? Tim Pool calls himself independent and gets millions from the Russians, right? But that I think is a big reason of why, you know, the MAGA movement grew so quickly and so largely. It's like there's a lot of MAGA influencers out there. Because they're more after the money than anything.
It's all a grift.
You know, for sure.
Yeah, it's all
sure.
a grift, man.
Like, you just can't believe that they actually believe some of the stuff that they're saying. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, it's funny, man. You can see sometimes, like when what's that cat, Mike Johnson? But there's so many of them. When he speaks, you can see that his face is not connected to the things he's saying. You know, you can see insincerity in somebody.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Especially when they're like, well, yeah, no, we do know that, like, okay, Governor, what?
Yeah.
Why are you so shaky right now? You're so confident in what you're saying. You
right.
know?
Or just this blank, robotic. You're espousing these things, but it's not in your eyes. It's not in your face. Your face is telling a different truth. You know. You know what? Let's go. We got a caller. Let's go to Roosevelt. Hey, Roosevelt.
Gentlemen. How you guys doing? Thank you for taking my call.
Oh, thanks for making it.
Hola.
Okay. Okay, so here's the thing. I was going to talk about something else, but I had to switch it off after Steve, one of your latest callers, said what he said. Okay, so here's the deal. Does this sound familiar? They're eating your cats. They're eating your dogs. Why do we let people come in from S countries? The Afrikaners that he brought over, 51 of them, what color were they? Weren't they white?
Yes.
So, little pink.
The point I'm trying to make is I disagree with everything Steve said. Okay, so here's my point. There's never been a line through the course of history. Let me tell you why. It depends. We're seeing it in real time. It depends on who was wanted and who wasn't wanted in this country. We're seeing it in real time with a racist president. Back then, there was also racism. So naturally, if you were light-skinned, you would let light-skinned come in without papers. But it's not. That's not the way we were taught in history. It's always everybody came through Ellis Island. That's not true either, because a lot of Europeans came through other ports, such as New Orleans. There was a lynching in the late 1800s. They lynched 11 Italians, okay, because they were the other at that time in that region. So the idea that there's a line, there is no line. Look what Trump is doing. He's brought in people from South Africa, okay?
Right.
So they moved ahead of the line.
Right.
So this idea that only dark-skinned people coming from the South are breaking the so-called law, it was never like that.
Right.
People came depending on who was wanted and who wasn't wanted. And make another point. They already had the working force here. They had Native Americans, the few that were left. There was a genocide for you. And also African Americans. What did America do? It went to Europe and let them in whenever they needed them. Am I wrong with anything I'm saying?
No, I mean, laws are oftentimes created so people can arbitrarily and capriciously enforce them as need be and at their convenience.
No, I think you make a lot of good points, Roosevelt, because the system has always been like that, right? There's special carve-outs if you're considered a genius.
Right.
You know, there's all kinds of different ways of getting in.
No wonder I've never been carved out. I've always been carved in.
Because you're a homegrown genius, bro. So no, you're right about it.
Let me make another point. The trouble that we're in right now is because of immigrants that came and went around because they had money. Look at the guy we had in the White House, the richest man in the world. Where is he from? South Africa. Back to another white person.
Right.
Okay? Look at the guy that is the ownership of Fox News. Where did he come from? Isn't he from South Africa too? Or
Australia.
Somewhere else?
Rupert Murdoch.
Australia.
If you're going to deport any immigrant, that cat should be first on the list and the only one. He's horrible. And he works against democracy everywhere he goes.
And that's my point. If you had the money, people would look the other way, because if you had money, you were white. You mean to tell me they forced that guy to show papers?
Yeah, or even if you just had money, you could become white, like Sammy Sosa.
He's black again, bro.
Oh, he's black. He's back and he's black.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, Roosevelt, thank you so much for the call, brother. I appreciate you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I forgot to tell you, welcome. We'd like to welcome our listeners in Minnesota at KTNF AM 950. Also with you listening to 1150 KKNW in Seattle. And, of course, WCPT 828 AM on the Heartland signal. Man, yeah, it's and then, but you know what you were saying, Jaime, is that even if things come back, what will they be coming back to? Because some stuff has been irreparably damaged and disseminated, and
it's so wild. I was thinking about I was reading all these headlines this morning. There was like, these 4 teams did not pay tribute to Charlie Kirk. And I was like, so the hell what?
Man.
The story should be about the teams that did. Like, why did they? Right?
Right. You know what? I was done with the Cubs a long time ago anyway, because the Cubs have always had a history of like bros and frat boys. That was their primary fan base. And if you wanted to get some racism at the old ballpark, you just go to Wrigley Field in about the 4th or 5th inning once those brews set in, But then when the Ricketts bought them, and some of those Ricketts are Trump supporters, some of them are progressive or liberal. But then the latest thing, right, they flew the flag at half-mast at Wrigley Field for Charlie Kirk.
I didn't see that, man.
Come on.
Dude.
What are you talking about? You don't have to revel in somebody's death, but you certainly don't have to celebrate their life.
Right. But this is what's so wild, Dwayne, is that like today, corporations like the NFL are being, criticized if they did not pay tribute to Kirk.
Yeah.
Yet like 5 years ago, the companies were getting in trouble if they didn't support Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And so that's how far the pendulum has swung.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, we're going to hold you guys accountable towards your policies and your views on Black Americans, right?
Yeah.
And it was a righteous time, right? People were like, oh yeah, corporations just to be cool. We're like, oh yeah, here's our BLM side, right?
Right.
Whatever. But the fact that there was pressure in that direction just 5 years ago, and now there's pressure in the complete opposite direction,
Yes.
And so, like if you ever see the NFL in the end zone, it says "end racism."
Yeah.
And then they're going to be talking about, this man as an honorable man. It's just like,
they're full of crap, man. They send mixed message. Also, and the thing 5 years ago, though, because it was the murder of George Floyd,
right?
And there was uprisings all over the country. So I think it was more of an urgent thing, but it was still only a matter of appearances and business, like with Target, because once Trump got back into power, then all these people who were pretending to be progressive or concerned figure like, now we can drop the veneer. We no longer have to pretend to be concerned like we once did.
Right.
And now they just go back to who they always really were.
Yeah. And Target went the other way.
Yeah.
Right? They got pressure. They got pressure about their pride displays.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, because they had a DEI program. Everybody had a DEI program.
Yeah. No, I mean, even before that.
Uh-huh.
When they would have, during Pride Month,
right,
they would sell clothes, celebrating Pride.
Right.
And some of it was for kids.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Gay people have kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And some kids are gay people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they got, when they got backlash about that is when they started acquiescing to the other, right-wing stuff.
Now, did you, because when when black folks designated a day. Was it earlier this year or last year, where the boycott of Target for a day that turned into a weekend, that turned into a month, and then a lot of Latinos joined in, and I think to this day it has impacted their sales significantly.
Yes, they're not doing well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think they've recovered.
No, I don't think they've recovered.
Yeah.
I never shopped at Target too tough anyway. I mean, did you ever shop at Target?
I hate anything that big. I cannot be in stores that big.
Really?
I can't stand spending half an hour looking for brown sugar. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Where's Jaime? He went to a store. That was 4 days ago. I ain't seen that brother. He went on a.
What's worse is when you go after, having hit a joint,
Oh, man. Then you're just sitting in the parking lot.
Right. What did I come here for?
Right. Well, why am I sitting in front of this store?
Right.
Man. Right. Do we have time for a caller, Lady B? Or what should we do? Okay, let's go to Paul in Seattle. Hey, Paul. Paul. What up? Paul in Seattle. Listening on KTNF AM 950. No, that's Minnesota. Where is he listening? He's out? Paul bailed. All right. You know what, Paul? If you can call back, if not, I understand. You're probably busy fighting fascism or something.
Mm-hmm.
I got to hang up, brother, because I got to hit a fascist in the face with a frying pan. Man, I'm starving. Did you eat?
I had a late lunch. I'm not too hungry yet.
What'd you have?
I had a bowl from Sweet Green.
Oh, Sweet Green.
Yeah.
That's the healthy fast food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Steak and wild rice, sweet potato, tomatoes.
Okay.
Pesto dressing, squeeze of lemon.
Man. What'd you have, Lady B? Did you eat?
Steak tacos.
Oh, my goodness. That's another thing, man. How you gonna kick out folk that, how you... Bringing in the food, oh my God! What are you talking about?
You ever been to a restaurant and the people making the food are not Mexican? Slow as hell. Lady B's like, you're right.
Yeah. Which I don't, you know what? And I don't even care about slow so much as like once it gets here, is it going to be good?
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've seen this. Like Latino help is so ubiquitous. I've seen Latinos, I don't know if they make whatever they were at like sushi joints, rolling up the sushi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Whatever, man. Come on. What are you talking about? It's just not only Trump is is issuing an edict of enforced ignorance, it's also enforced blandness.
Right.
You know?
Right.
We want to bring things back to minimal spices, and
he's gonna ban ethnic seasoning.
Yeah, man, come on.
Did you hear what he said yesterday?
Wait a minute, let me guess. Was it something stupid? Hold on. I'm no psychic.
It was probably the most truthful and funniest thing he's ever said. Smart people don't like me.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That's
Yeah. Did somebody say, you got that right? Okay. And which is what he's doing with the elimination of certain exhibits in museums, controlling colleges, controlling the dissemination of information, because he's creating an enforced ignorance and stupidity of people. Do we have to take a break? Yeah. Okay, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to WCPT Heartland Signal, Alternative Talk 1150 KKNW, and also KTNF AM 950 Minnesota. We will be back.
A Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
How many times have you heard the saying, never go to bed angry? Well, there are a lot of people who live by that. But one psychologist we spoke to said there may be some surprising benefits to going to bed angry. And the important thing here is to know when you should call it a night. When you're exhausted, you're less inhibited, and therefore you have less control over your emotions. So you're more impulsive, and you're likely to say or do things that you don't mean or will later regret. Your problem solving, your listening and reasoning skills, which are all necessary for effective communication, those can take a hit as well, especially if you're really worked up. A good night's rest can truly reset the brain. Just make sure you commit to coming back around to it to solve the problem tomorrow. And maybe a hug, or even saying I love you before you go to bed, that never hurts. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
More fiber and laxatives, eh? Who are you? I'm future you. Future me? Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Our doctor figured it out. It's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
This is WCPT 820, where facts matter.
If you're listening to this station right now, you've definitely heard my voice before. Hi, I'm Hawk.
And I'm Pete. And we're with Source Solar, your local source for solar. Source Solar is Chicagoland's premier solar installer, providing solutions for over 1,000 homeowners and business owners across Illinois and Iowa.
With over a decade of industry experience and deep roots here in Chicago, we have the expertise to help your transition to clean, renewable, resilient energy.
We can guarantee that we save you money day one without any out-of-pocket cost to you. This means you have an instant ROI, instant payback, and can save money to add to your bottom line day one.
At Source Solar, we source everything as local as possible, meaning we always carry the Made in USA sticker.
Find us online at www.source.solar. Stop in our office at 5710 North Northwest Highway or give us a call at 773-985-3992.
And don't forget to ask for Hawk
or Pete.
Welcome back to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez. Patti is out. She is busy. She is a responsible citizen. Patti does all the things. So I am privileged to sit in for her. I'm Dwayne Kennedy, and sitting in with me is
Jaime Deleon.
And also
Lady B.
Hey, helping me go, because, like I said, if it wasn't for these two, I'd be a pantsless hobo out in the street yammering. And also one of our sponsors is Minocqua Brewing. They what did they do lately? The Pride beer. What are they? All the different brews they got. Go to their website and then you can see a brew for you, Minocqua Brewing, and also Kids Above All, because you gotta do it for the kids, all the kids, and all that stuff. Yeah, Jaime, what were you telling me? You just tell me something off the air I thought was interesting.
I was saying that, what's pretty clear about this administration is they're trying to rewrite history.
Yeah.
Right? And so, and basically like erase some history
well, I was gonna say, yes.
from the education system,
more scrubbing than writing.
Right, which is why he started spouting off about the museum. What is it?
The Black History Museum, Smithsonian.
Yeah.
Have you ever been there?
No, I haven't.
Man, I went there. I went there once. It's like 5. I would say it's 5 floors. It's the bottom floor is like slavery. It goes from like slavery up to Soul Train.
Oh. I gotta go check it out now.
Yeah.
But so anyways, so when you attack education like that, and if you're successful, that means that the younger generations, may hear about the civil rights movement, but not really know the depth of it, the intensity of it. May hear about, the Chicano movement, but not really know, sort of how important or impactful it was, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. And so when you have kids that are not learning about those things, they become more susceptible the Charlie Kirks of the world.
Right,
you know?
right.
But what was really scary...
the confident ignoramuses.
Exactly, yes. The junior college dropouts.
Yeah, which is nothing against junior college.
Right.
But, you know what I mean? Or even dropping out. But, right, this cat who was ignorant and, again, aggressively ignorant.
Right, and then calling Ivy League educated black women, ignorant.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. But so anyways, you know, the thing about Charlie Kirk is he was like really popular with like really young people. My 12-year-old said to me last year, hey, Poppy, have you heard of this guy, Charlie Kirk? And I was like, do not watch him. Do not listen to a word he says. He's like, oh, no. Yeah, no, he's an idiot. He's an idiot. I was just wondering if you've heard. Right. I was like, wait, you know.
Right. Worst thing you would have had to say from him say, hey, you know what? And he makes a lot of sense.
Right.
I got some pamphlets. Wait, what?
For sure. No, there's no way he can grow up in the same house as me and his mother, who's also very, very politically inclined.
Okay.
And be of that opinion. But anyway, so I was just saying that's what makes it so dangerous, right? For very young people, that they're not equipped to know how to deal with or counter so many false claims and messed up perspectives of history. You know, when you have people like him saying things like slavery actually, wasn't all that bad, et cetera.
That's the thing, man. It's so, and this is just interesting and also a scary thing about human nature. A lot of times people don't respond to information. They respond to conviction. And they respond to confidence. And if you say something with enough authority and enough confidence, people tend to just believe what you're saying is right or true, or that they should somehow align themselves with you.
Right. And then if you speak really fast and you're articulate, right? Like, have you ever heard like Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens?
Yes.
And they all speak very fast.
Yes, that's a technique.
Yes, it's a tactic. And people fall for it, man. They're like, oh, she's so, and they just send you videos of them as proof for their argument. I'm like, this is not proof of anything, bro.
Right.
This is them just,
What you mean not proof? Do you see how fast I'm talking? My smoke is coming out my mouth. That's how much sense I'm making.
Yeah.
Let's go to Paul in Seattle. Hey, Paul, you're back. I hope.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother.
Yeah, okay. Well, before my phone does it again. So I think it was Jaime said last hour, the only thing we're getting about the news about this suspect is from the governor of Utah.
Yeah.
And, okay, so now Gold Coast Steve said, well, but he's the one who's getting it from the law enforcement. Okay, well, then why isn't the press interviewing spokespeople from law enforcement?
Right.
We're getting it secondhand, and he seems really bent since Saturday afternoon on making sure that this guy is trans-friendly, and that's why which brings up, kind of begs the question, well, why would that make him want to shoot Charlie Kirk, right?
Yeah.
'Cause maybe Charlie Kirk was, yeah. But then what he said that really tipped it off was, the governor, that is, said that the suspect is not cooperating. He has not confessed. But, okay. Well, he, first of all, hasn't even been formally charged. And if he has a lawyer, he would say, you just wait till you're charged and will plead not guilty at your arraignment. And then if you want to make plea deals after that, then you do that. But, maybe he's saying he's not cooperating because he hasn't confessed, meaning we have coerced him and he's not confessing. I mean, this is just, and the other thing is that the stuff that's coming out, if he's getting it from law enforcement, is not the stuff that law enforcement would tell you about the case, because none of the stuff about the gender of his roommate is relevant to the facts of the case. So you can only say that if you're trying to argue this somehow in the court of public opinion, because it certainly works against the prosecution of the case by tainting the jury, by talking about other things that are irrelevant to the facts of the shooting. So it's like they don't really care about the facts of the shooting. It doesn't seem like, if what they're talking about is not the facts of the shooting, but his whole family was MAGA, but he wasn't, and his roommate was transgender. It's like, what the hell different? What relevance does the gender of his roommate or anybody that he associates have to do with the facts of the case?
You're right, man. You're right. Yeah. So we'll see. I know when I heard that governor, I stopped listening because some of the stuff he was talking about Charlie Kirk like he was Martin Luther King. I'm done. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, we got to go to a break, but thanks for calling, Paul. I appreciate you, okay?
Take care, man.
All right, we're going to go to a break, and we'll be right back with more talk from WCPT Heartland Signal, Alternative Talk 1150 KKNW, and also KTNF AM 950 Minnesota.
You're listening to WCPT 820. Here's the latest Chicago weather update.
I'm meteorologist Ray Miller from the Weatherology Weather Center. Clear skies tonight with a low temperature of 64 degrees and winds out of the northeast around 5 miles an hour. Tuesday, sunshine with a high temperature of 78 and northeast winds at 5 to 10. On Wednesday, lots of sunshine and a high temperature around 78 degrees. Thursday, we'll see sunshine and a high of 80. Friday, a little more cloud cover with a high temperature of 78. That's the latest Chicago weather update. Right now, it's 81.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk, 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and online at WCPT820.com, where facts matter.
This is a WCPT 820 Heartland Signal News Minute.
Let me make it clear that the only people who can shut down government at this point are the Republicans. And they can shut down the government by not working with Democrats.
That's Senator Tammy Duckworth, Democrat of Illinois, speaking on WCPT's Live, Local, and Progressive ahead of the September 30th deadline for the Republican-controlled Congress to fund the federal government.
We've told them what we want. We've said we want it to be bipartisan. Please speak with us. And so far, they're not negotiating with Democrats, at least not here in the Senate. So we ask them, please negotiate with us and please restore the cuts to Medicaid. Agree, and there are several things. The first and foremost is the Medicaid cuts. We also want SNAP benefits restored for our low-income children, and we want to promise not to touch Medicare because they're trying to go after Medicare.
For WCPT 820 and Heartland Signal, I'm Andy Miles.
He has an overbite that makes him look like a cartoon character, a slightly crooked eye, and an uncommonly wrinkly neck. In the right light, he can look a little like a garden gnome. And he'll wear a bow tie just because. Sure, you might call him a little quirky, but that's exactly what makes him so perfect. Tuna is a 3-year-old Chihuahua Dachshund mix with more than 700,000 followers on Instagram, and it all started because he was adopted. You can't buy a best friend like Tuna, but you can adopt one. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
You're listening to WCPT 820, because facts matter.
No detours, no distractions, just bold ideas and real talk. This is Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez. I am Dwayne Kennedy sitting in for the illustrious Patti Vasquez. She's busy doing stuff, people. She can't just do this. It's a world to save right now going on. So I'm here, and also helping me out is...
Caleb Williams.
Yeah. And
Lady B.
Yeah.
I'm here to take your questions.
Yeah. Okay, here's a question, Caleb. I put good money on you to run in a touchdown. You think you could have made that happen?
See, what had happened was no blocking.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, guess what? Just because of no blocking, now I am currently living in the park.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Dwayne.
Oh man, hey, do you watch sports? You like sports?
Yeah, I watch some. I'm not a huge hardcore fan. I don't bet. I don't do fantasy football, but I like
What's your favorite sport?
To watch.
Yeah.
Probably Bears to watch, but they're so hard to watch.
Oh man.
What
about you, Lady B?
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I got to support my Chicago team.
Yeah.
Except for the Cubs, sorry.
I know the Cubs, man. White Sox?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Die hard.
You all like soccer?
I'm a casual fan.
Yeah, casual
I
fan.
watch the World Cup.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Remember, years ago, they had the World Cup in Chi-Town. A bunch of years ago. Anyway, yeah. I'm not. Yeah, soccer. I've been to a few soccer games. I tell people, like, I had a cousin that played in the MLS. He played for the LA Galaxy, and then he played for the Colorado. Is it the Rock? Not the Rockies. That's the baseball team. Whatever their name was.
I don't know.
Yeah, the Colorado somebodies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were good.
What was his name?
Ricky Lewis.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he played. And then I went to a soccer game one time at the Rose Bowl. You know, it was packed. But then I see everybody singing and doing all these chants, and I said, I see why, just to keep yourself awake.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, the thing about soccer, though, is, like, I don't think, maybe rugby, I don't know. I don't think any other sport has more hardcore fans.
Than soccer, yeah. It's like the most popular game in the world.
Yeah, but they love their teams much more intensely than in any other sport.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, these people will die for their teams.
Yeah, or that thing with, like, I know in Europe, the soccer hooligans are walking, they represent the soccer team, and then they fight each other. And
right. I mean, certain Latin American countries, you can't date my daughter if your family goes for a different team.
You got to walk in the door saying, "Viva Chivas!"
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Chivas are it, man.
Well, you know what? I sometimes try to get into it. Soccer, hockey. Anyway, I don't know.
It's got to be a reason to watch. Like when the Blackhawks were winning the cups, like, those were fun. Those were really, really fun games.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of, like, triple OT games and stuff like that. It was wild.
I went out for the celebration, just driving around. Yeah, we won.
Right.
We won the soccer, the hockey game. Which one, sir? I don't know. Let's go. Let's take a call, shall we? Let's go to Brenda in the south suburbs. Hey, Brenda.
Hey, Dwayne, it's good to have you on. I can tell that your co-host and also Lady B are awesome, but my first mini question is, what's going on with, isn't it Adam Burke that you used to do? Is he okay?
Oh, yeah, Adam is good. Adam is busy, so he wasn't available.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I
also
just want to make sure. I hope he wasn't sick or that you two had a falling out. Or something like that.
We're not speaking right now, but he knows why. He knows why. Nah, everything is cool. Yeah, but Jaime Deleon is great, right?
He is.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
But so is Adam, too. Everybody's cool over there. Anyway, I tuned in kind of late, so I might be redundant, but I'm just really upset. I can't turn on my phone or the radio or read anything without hearing about this Charlie Kirk thing. Okay, so don't get me wrong. He was a human being. He had a wife and little baby, so it is tragic. But, okay, it's just very unfair that people all over the country are being silenced or fired.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. I love this one saying that people say, both things can be true. Okay, we can say this was a terrible tragedy. Violence is never the answer. It's very wrong. But at the same time, this was a man of hate. If you really read up on him, he hated many people of color. He openly, was against immigrants, not even just illegal, but just immigrants in general.
Yes.
I saw that you mentioned Martin Luther King. Charlie Kirk had the gall to slam, Martin Luther King, may he rest in peace. And most people, even like more conservative types, recognize, that Martin Luther King, he was like a saint. He had courage. He did his best, especially at the very beginning, not to cause offense, but just to raise this basic issue of human fairness and decency and nonviolence. How can you be against Martin Luther King? And Charlie Kirk was. If you read up on him, he was against him. And he was against all kinds of people, people that didn't have his same lifestyle. And when he was killed, he was openly speaking out about how he strongly believes in guns, supports
Yes.
the NRA.
Yes.
So both things can be true. I can say yes, it was very wrong that he was killed. That is totally wrong. I am never in favor of that. But at the same time, don't force me to somehow, have a memorial service.
Right,
like you, I think I heard the tail end you brought up. Okay, what about, I'm having brain issues. I was in an accident, that George Floyd,
Mm-hmm.
and so many other people that were unjustly killed. What about the wonderful people from Minnesota that were gunned down just because they were Democrats? What about all the people
with no
that are going to
mention.
die because they're
With no
their
mention from the
healthcare
White
and their
House or anything.
Right.
health care and food stamps are going to be cut. People are literally going to die.
Yeah.
Why is it just this one person? He wasn't an official person. He just was somebody that had opinions that I don't even agree with at all.
Because
he was a man of hate,
he
and-
appealed to fellow racists and sexists and white nationalists. That's why, and one happens to be in the White House, and they are the purveyors of power. That's why he is being martyred. And this cat, it's tragic how he died, but guess what? I'm not going to miss him. He was a vile, despicable human being, and also
And you know what?
a
I
piece
wanna
of crap.
say, do I have time to say just something? I know you got other things going on, but when Trump was running the first time, every few months or weeks, something new would come out, and I'm like, okay, now he's done. Like, he openly, in a speech, put down disabled people, mocked somebody that was stuttering, mocked somebody that was... He mocked Gold Star parents. That means their son died in the war. He mocked them. He was caught on tape saying lewd and derogatory sexual comments about women. Every time I kept thinking, okay, he's done.
I should think the same thing.
Is this a nightmare? How can I be in a country where this... I guess he's a human being. I mean...
Yeah.
This is an alternate reality. This would have never been accepted. I don't understand. I'm angry.
Yeah.
I went to one protest so far. My life is crazy busy. I just don't know what we can do.
Well, just keep pushing and keep believing. I mean, Brenda, try to hold fast. I mean, I know it's ironic if I'm trying to give somebody a pep talk, but I tell you this, Brenda, too. To me,
Dwayne, things are getting weirder every day. They're not
Every
getting better.
day.
They're getting weirder,
Yes.
and it's just. I'm sorry. It's discouraging. I'm sorry.
Well, try to hold on.
Let you go.
All right. Well, have a good day. Try to hold on and keep checking in so we can check in on you. All right. Thanks for calling, Brenda.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Good night.
I tell you this, for me, it started when the cat started his campaign the first time with Mexicans, they're rapists, and some of them. You're done. You're disqualified out the gate. To me, out the gate, I'm thinking, you just messed up to what you just said. That's going to be it.
That's exactly what I thought, because I saw that live, and actually I was cracking up the whole time, but I was because it was so outrageous.
So outrageous and wrong and
yeah. I was like, there's no way. There's no way.
That's what I thought, man.
And he was last for the first couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden,
yeah. Like Brenda was saying, with everything he did, you thought was going to be the disqualifier. More people joined. It endeared him to people.
Yep.
Yeah, and it brought out people's inner racist and bigot. Like, I can openly express these things now.
And then I think the second moment like that was the TMZ audio from the bus.
That's right. Okay. Oh, right. It's
I
like, okay.
grabbed women by the...
okay. That's got to be it. Nope.
And they thought it was it.
Yeah.
Like, I remember reading a story where they were prepared to just be like, okay, this is it. We're gonna, nope.
Right, because it was so bad. Even he apologized. Remember, he never does that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then thank you.
Locker room talk. Let's still vote for him.
Yeah. Woo, it's extraordinary.
Which one of us hasn't spoken that way? Come on, guys.
right. What kind of locker rooms you been in, brother? That's
right.
After what game? Do we have to take a break? We're gonna take a break after all that hysteria. So thanks for listening, everybody, to WCPT Heartland Signal, 1150 KKNW in Seattle, and also KTNF AM 950 Minnesota. We will be right back.
Joan Esposito. Live, local, and progressive.
Very happy to welcome John Fugelsang back to our airwaves.
Joan, I love CPT so much. I've had so many good times at your studio, and I just want to thank you for what you do. I think what you do is just so smart and so positive and strong and moral, and you model for these liberals how to do it with intelligence and guts. Always intelligence and guts.
Joan Esposito. Weekday afternoons 2 to 5 on WCPT 820.
This is a WCPT Veteran Minute. In 1939, when Europe was on the brink of war, a single mother was bringing Jewish refugees into her home, teaching her two daughters to help others when you can and fight injustice. Freddie and Tross Alferstegen took their mother's advice to heart, joining their mother in distributing anti-Nazi newspapers and pamphlets for the resistance, a dangerous act when the Nazis invaded the Netherlands. But with the girls being young, Freddie being only 14 and Tross being only 16, Nazis were less likely to suspect them to be working for the resistance. This is most likely why in 1941, a commander of the Haarlem Resistance Group to ask their mother if he could recruit Freddie and Tross. Their mother and the girls agreed and were given basic training, and within 2 years the girls were bringing Jewish refugees into hiding, working in emergency hospitals, sabotaging bridges and railway lines, and killing Nazis, sometimes ambushing them from their bicycles. Despite the Netherlands not wanting to acknowledge the girls' achievements, their contributions to helping the Allied powers will never be unnoticed.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because feeling full can sound like this.
How did the interview go? I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
And like this.
Mom, I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/act now. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to WCPT 820 because facts matter.
Union Strong Chicago continues to lead the way with progressive values and in preserving democracy. Your support of the Minocqua Brewing Company Super PAC efforts in Wisconsin and beyond strengthens the fight against MAGA Republicans. You can now purchase progressive beers like Labor Lager, Love Wins Fruited Sour, and the Resistance IPA in Chicago at Rogers Park Provisions, Diversity Beer, Wine, and Spirits in Lakeview, Park West Liquor, Wine, and Beer in Lincoln Park, Logan Square Liquors, and Tip Top Food and Liquors in Westtown. Visit MinocquaBrewingCompany.com for all their Chicagoland locations. As always, no matter how bad our sports teams are, please drink responsibly.
From city streets to political beats, you're driving it home with Patti Vasquez, where progressive talk fuels the ride.
Oh, man. Welcome back to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez. I'm Dwayne Kennedy, sitting in for Patti, also sitting in with me,
Jaime Deleon.
And also
La Boricua.
Woo, man, you should hear the stuff we were talking about. If we had talked about this on the air, we would right now be getting kicked off the air. No, I don't know. But it's just crazy. Just the fact that this wretched, despicable, vile human being is running anything. If he were just, like I said, just some hobo or whoever he was on the sideline, I could even laugh at him sometimes, but it's just it's so foul, man. Just whew, you talk on me. I can't.
we were just going down the Trump timeline of the Trump greatest hits.
Yeah, it's so many. We could be talking from now to next June about all the nutty, despicable things that he has done.
And we haven't even. I think what gets left out often is his grifting.
Yeah, and hand over fist, brother.
Yes, just raking in the billions, right?
Billions. They say he's made like $3 to $5 billion since he's been in office.
Gold Trump sneakers.
Yeah, although I do have a pair, but still, that's not the point. I wore them here today, but that's not the issue.
They're pretty fly. Right, just and the money his kids are making.
Yeah,
the money from foreign governments that they're getting.
Yeah,
airplane. Come on.
Yeah, man. What happened to the emoluments clause and all that?
Right.
This is the thing about him, which I don't know if I'm going to say respect, but the fact that, you know how, what is that expression? You can, what is it? It goes, ask for permission, or you can do it and ask for forgiveness. You know that expression?
Yeah. That's his mantra. But
Yeah.
But he don't ask for either.
Exactly. No permission or forgiveness. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to run over. And
everything he does is a test to see how far he can go.
That's what it is, Jaime. That's exactly it. Let me just keep pushing and see how far I can push. And like I say, if you push back, look at these cases he's lost in court about these law firms he's tried to get to roll over. They say all you got to do is push back. But why are so many people and institutions just rolling over for this cat?
It's really, really frustrating.
Yeah, it's like you're caught up. It's like a frenzy. Like almost people want to see how bad it can get.
Yeah, I never thought I'd be cheering on Harvard.
Right.
Go Harvard.
Right. I never thought I'd be pro Ivy League.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. They just, I could just assume they just want the easy way out, which is to just capitulate. You know, okay, how much is this going to cost us? All right, fine, here you go. Leave us alone.
But the thing is, like you said, you can never. It's never enough. You never can capitulate yourself out of a situation to a bully, because then they're going to want more and more and more. And then by the time even if you decide you want to push back, it might be too late.
Right. Like, look at what CBS did to Colbert.
Oh, my God. Yeah, man. They paid him $16 million. Oh, Lord.
And then didn't Bezos give Melania millions for a documentary?
Yeah. And
about her?
Yeah.
Like, what's that documentary gonna be about? Like the first nudes she took?
Yeah. Something. I don't know. Yeah. And Bezos, that astounds me. These people, and obviously one has nothing to do with the other, but these people who are literally of the few richest people on earth, why do you capitulate and roll over to this cat? But I guess because you're rich doesn't mean you have integrity or principles or bravery. You
remember that one event? They were at the White House.
Courage, I should say.
Yeah. And he was surrounded by Zuckerberg, Musk, Bezos, Tim Cook.
Yeah.
Like, all the billionaires were there, just like
all the billionaire simps,
man, kissing the ring.
Yes.
And then recently, you see Mark Zuckerberg get caught on the hot mic, where he announced a $600 billion investment, and then a few seconds later, he leans over to Trump and he's like, "Oh, I didn't know what figure you wanted me to go with." Did you see that?
I didn't see it, man.
Oh man,
it's just all this. It's just, I don't know. Are you depressed?
It does affect my psyche, dude. There's no way. Yeah, it's got a shorter fuse. Anything somewhat connected to any of it, not necessarily at home, but if I'm out on the street and somebody with a red hat, it could be like a Kansas City Chiefs hat. I'll be like, punch him in the
You should have told me sooner, brother. I didn't know it was the Chiefs.
Right.
Cincinnati Reds. I thought it was. I didn't know.
My bad. I thought it said MAGA, bro.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. What about you, Lady B? How you doing? How you feeling in these days and times in which we live?
Stressed. Very stressed.
Yeah.
Worry.
And
also, I was just telling my son and my best friend, and I was telling them that the way I feel right now, I'm scared. I'm scared a little bit. I'll admit it. Stressed and disappointed what I'm hearing, because this is the country where we're supposed to come and live up our dreams, our home, be able to support our families.
Yeah.
And here we are again, when I was young, I never told anybody really, only a few people here, that in the South Side we used to live in Marquette Park.
Oh,
and I was 6 years old, and we came from Mexico visiting. It was my stepfather who raised me, who was Mexican. And we went to the park, and my brothers, my siblings, they can pass. I don't pass. Meaning he's lighter than me. He can pass.
Right.
My mom, she's dark like me. And we were jumped.
Whoa.
So, to live that, growing up, And then
thinking that things maybe are getting a little better.
Yes, and then to see this again.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
And I have to worry about my grown kids are adults now, telling them, hey, when you drive, make sure you have your driver's license. Just take it out of your wallet right now.
Right.
Just put it up.
So you're not reaching for anything.
For anything.
Yeah.
We check in. You know, they check. Mom, you forgot to call us. You okay? You made it home from work? Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Same with my kids. Did you made it home? Yeah, Mom, we're here. You know, why we have to do that?
Right, because of this horrible human being.
Yes, yes, and it hurts.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm still proud of America, but it hurts that we're being divided over because of this man.
Yeah.
Who has committed 34.
That's another thing. 30, but you know, again, yes. It's him, but it's not just him. It's all the people that concur.
Yes.
Because you can't talk somebody into something necessary like, hey, you know what? You should be a vile racist. You know what? I think I will. No, it was already there.
Yeah.
He
just gave you permission.
Gave you permission. Yeah.
You know.
I think what's still shocking.
I'm sorry if feeling like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I think what's still shocking is the amount of complete just kneeling by the Republicans, right? Just completely, they have 100% just like, we're in it, man.
All the way.
There's like one or two who are like, maybe not all the way, like that Massey guy, right?
Right, Massey,
Yeah. But that's
man. And then the ones who decide they don't necessarily want to be in it, they don't stay and fight, they retire. So they can bring in somebody else who is even more of a pledges more fealty and loyalty, you know, to this lunatic, piece of crap, lunatic, nut, psychopath, jerk.
Yeah,
I'm not fond of him.
No, he's not that cool.
No, man. Wow. Do we have a break? Oh, we got
1 more minute.
We got 1 more minute. So
yeah, but that's.
Yeah, let's squeeze in Cynthia. Hey, Cynthia, I'm glad you called. We got about a minute, so.
Okay, I'll wrap it up real quick. I think we all need to just accept the fact that Trump and all that's following him, the system is called white privilege. If you read the 1619 Project, the system that we are governed by was never set up for people of color, period. And so the youth is all we have left in terms of them going on about their business and setting up the kind of world they want. You know, let these guys, white folks are going to have to figure this out with Charlie Kirk and everybody. You know, what they want to be, how they want to be, and whatever. The rest of us just need to move on and keep doing what we're doing, trying to change laws to be more inclusive, you know, get involved, you know, encourage the youth to get involved because it's going to be their world, and just let these guys be who they are. And the blessing of it is that God is showing us who they are, you know, so we don't have to plead and beg anymore for them to be something that they're not or to accept us when they won't. We just need to move on, you know, just move on.
All right.
And that's pretty much all I had to say.
I appreciate you, Cynthia. Thank you for calling. Okay, you know what? That will do us. Thank you, everybody. I want to thank Patti Vasquez for letting me sit in. I want to thank
Jaime Deleon
and
Lady B
and all the listeners on 1150 KKNW and KTNF AM 950 in Minnesota. This is Dwayne Kennedy, and I will talk to you next time.
There are 1,000 ways to say it.
Nope. Knock it off. Shut it down. Dream on. No dice. Give it a rest. Not a chance.
Or just
all text. You focus on the road.
As a passenger, you have the power to prevent an accident. There are 1,000 ways to stop a distracted driver. Choose one.
A message from CTIA. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk.